Jisun and Jonah Strong both say HLE. The script is so Hammerlife favorite. But all of it's aligning. The venue that they're in was the venue from JDG T1 Worlds 23 where Faker found the road. That's the same stadium they're in. Bro, the magic, it's possible. Alright, what is there? There's mid pool and top pool, and jungle pool is always the first three. It's always the first three, it's always the first three bans. Pantheon. Tion will probably ban Vi. Yone ban as well. Good. I think Zeka, Yone, Talia, Azir, Faker, Yone, Talia, Azir. Both tops, Rumble, Jace, Gwen. Poppy ban makes me think T1's ready to trade Vi for something. So there's Talia, Vi. Talia ban feels good here. But then Hammerlife would first pick Vi. I mean, Talia's good into Kalista. They banned Talia. Yeah, it's Vi Kalista trade. There's also Gwen. It's Gwen, Vi, Kalista. There's also Victor, which Faker might pick. Is it going to be Vi or is it going to be Gwen? Owner Vi is very powerful. Gwen, Kalista. Gwen, Kalista, Zyra, Rakan, Victor. There's also Nico. If you want two Kalista and they go something plus Nico, you're kind of in a bit of a tricky game. Could go Gwen, Nico, Kalista on 3. The problem is Nico blind walks into Karma, and Kalista can't play with Karma. Does Hammerlife play a Karma lane? Nope, they don't give a fuck. They're gonna go Ahri Jax. Could go Jace. Saves Jace, classic. Oh, Hammerlife, no matter what draft they pick, like, those champs look scary as fuck. You could match mid here, but I don't like Sylas, and I don't... Oh, yeah, okay, Victor, sure. I don't know if I like it. I prefer this than Victor. There is no more counter picks in the game. No one's holding any picks, everything's out. Would Viper play Draven? Nah. I think a Karma ban is pretty good, but does Karma fit their comp? Maybe Nautilus, a bit scarier. You're gonna have to find a jungle mid here. I mean, you're thinking of Victor, yeah, Nocturne, Sylas. Oh, Insta Xayah ban. I don't know if I like Neferi. Maybe a TF ban, yeah, Sinzao. I don't know if I like Neferi. It's good into Vi though. What do you play? Maybe Wukong with Victor? No, the Wukong, I prefer it as well. Okay, the Wukong. The Wukong at least lets you play Victor. I feel like Victor Neferi is free loose. What do you have here? Lucian Nami, Kai'Sa Nord, you have MF, yeah, you have Karma lane, Rel as well, MF Leona. There's a champ on 5 here that I think could do well, and it's Annie, but I don't know if Faker wants to play Annie. Sylas, I don't think the Sylas has much value this game. Sylas, what ults does he have? Ahri ult. Maybe Galio could have worked, but T1's game is so heavy through bot. It's so heavy through bot. I would really appreciate it if you click subscribe. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Spellbook Rel with heal.
For the phase rush here, which I think particularly into Gwen, who's
Borat is confident.
Trades actually works out quite nicely. We have seen Gwen's early game be
Holy moly.
mitigated. I think Grass still goes a long way, as we can see
Eating
here.
in level 1.
But in a decent level of
He's trying to get the push.
Currently in the top half of
it
the
is
map,
Father's Day.
pathing towards bot. Zeus is the level 2 gap, but Doran does find the sidestep still.
Down here, the
Misfortune
pick hasn't really gotten its value.
Peanuts showing.
It's tough playing into Kalista Nico with any champion.
Doran, level 2.
I think probably even post 6, I feel like Vi, there's a reason why this champion is just permanent.
Doran is
right?
clicking forwards a lot. Oh, he's dead, no? What's Doran doing? He's crazy.
Like
what the fuck?
Oh dear. As to the skies, Flash has to be used this
that
time
was
around.
way
Doran
too much
without
clicking
dashes.
forwards.
I mean, here
I think when he WEQs, that's enough.
So
two of those between
oh,
these
Faker's dead.
Oh my
He's
goodness, Jump
oh
connects
my
to Faker.
god.
He has to flash. Otherwise, that true damage would have killed him.
Jesus, man, these lanes are bleeding. It's T1 who called the swap. No potions for Faker.
Immediately.
On vision, though, as Doran.
Oh dear, Doran goes into the circle. Shot blast goes wide, though, as now Doran looking to
you're really flipping the game here.
Pressure. Let's see, the snips are coming
oh,
in.
what? What?
Oh, no.
What?
Yes, he couldn't face it. He couldn't face being
what?
solo killed by Doran or something.
That timing is horrible. That timing is horrible. Are you kidding?
No, like 9 out of 10 people say no.
Oh,
okay, got his flash.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how it would have ended up without the pause. The good news for this game is I guess Faker has eaten the Sylas bullets from Zeka. Maybe that's why they picked Sylas.
I mentioned earlier, especially with
just
that play
take it away.
Doran there on the flash, take it.
And And Ona comes in. Let's see who's going to be able
Oh
to take
my
this.
god, he
Ona
actually
just
got it.
stealing it away.
What a rat.
the
Yo,
shock
Peanut
from
smites
base.
this weekend suck.
Not able to court.
He should have
Burst
saved his
that's-
W
yeah,
there a
the burst
bit.
that's available to the Wukong is
But it would have
I think just
expired.
one on the Vi. I think Peanut there was trying to also time it with his first
Well,
hit
T1
of his passive,
stealing
right? The
objectives
W,
already.
That is a good.
I feel like Doran's in a really good
in
spot. He's
series.
completely even in this
fact,
matchup.
throughout
This
This matchup would be a lot worse.
Not in this
I feel like-
matchup. His Gwen has been
I don't know
great
what
all
it is,
year,
but
to be fair.
the way Doran's playing
But
this
still
game
showing that form
feels
was not
different to normal.
temporary.
He feels really...
Looking at the sums available
Fucking
right now,
confident.
Top laner holding on
I have
to
not
their
seen
TP,
Doran
and
versus
it is
Zeus
very
where
likely
Doran's
with
winning trades
6
and
for
having him on
Ona,
the
we are
tower
going to see a
like
fighter on the
this.
grubs. Neither support is even.
I was going to say the Warrior Trickster.
Like Zeus's chase
Warrior
is
Trickster
under
can help
tower.
close the gap,
Stuck.
And they will be looking for that.
A lot of value out
Kalista
of that
lane
one.
is a little bit
Sold
ahead.
incredibly even as we
The
can
Ahri
see
lane
as
is ahead.
now
Oh,
Zeka
Faker's
moving
dead.
forward.
He's dead.
Peanut's
Bye-bye.
here though. He's even got cease and desist. It's going to be used by Faker as he hijacks it away. And there it is, returned in kind. And Zeka will
That was
finally
really
claim
easy.
the first blood.
It's a frush in the
It's like they
lane,
knew
but
where-
don't
where-
know
where Peanut
is,
was
and
as
you make
well.
that call, something back,
Well,
but
Zeka's pretty strong
doesn't
now.
even commit the flash, knows he was
Zeka
dead.
is pretty
And
strong.
the crazy thing at pressure points,
Drake
you know,
game
and-
looks
and
pretty
Peanut's
good for
very
T1
aware of
though
this,
with
and
Kalista,
I think
Nico,
Faker's case,
Wukong. I
like, if
feel
he
like,
just keeps getting
oh
poked
my
out,
god,
he's
what
gonna
the fuck?
play here.
Yeah,
Is Faker
Tom is going
mental
to
or what?
connect. That will save Zeka for
Zeka
now.
has
but Faker
TP.
actually still
And
Needs
that's
to push
the
this
problem
wave
when
in
you're
base and
falling
then
this
fight
far
Drake.
behind in
for Zeka.
3 points
Yeah,
into
that is
Q
a
into
really
W
big
max.
spike.
Ahri has a
This
big
play
spike, but
regardless.
Kalista is much stronger than
Still
MF.
extraordinarily close. That is only first blood.
Gumyushi's
gold
a level
really,
up.
in it between
Carry
these
is
two
also up in
teams, so
XP.
nothing really to worry about.
How are they so
I
far
think
ahead in XP? Did they freeze or
Cyclone
what?
has to be game changing if this is going to be a fight they can win down these
Look at that
critical
stick
items.
size.
That
What
was
the
so
hell?
many Wukongs that Peanut just had to watch. The army of monkeys heading towards the Vi. As all right,
Oh,
Cease and
no
Desist
flash.
comes out. Peanut just starting this fight as he flashes away. Pop Blossom to stop any sort of follow-up as now
Peanut's
Peanut
just dead.
is just
That was such a
alone in the
strange
enemy
engage.
jungle. Bullet time comes through. It does get a bit of
They don't have
damage
Kalista
down,
ult.
but it's not going to kill anyone. And now Faker with that Spirit Rush available, looking to try and close in on the rest of
That was a really
HLE.
weird engage. Peanut probably
What was
thought that
Peanut?
Item
Zeka
spikes
could
be
follow.
damned. If
No
you
flash
go in
Wukong.
alone, having
Two Drakes to
just
T1.
two spike advantage.
So Wukong no
Peanut does not
flash.
have full information of this banana brush at all. Goes in, flashes the wall here, carry his zones upon.
I mean, Zeka could have ulted and charmed. Maybe, but then he gets sneak ulted and I think he dies.
Enough damage on this MF at this point in the game, and Peanut
It was
is
a bad
just solo
engage.
dead.
The objectives,
Whoa,
and
some
there
mega
are
items for
so
T1.
many champions on the map that use Hextech well.
Big,
It's
big,
Gwen,
big items.
Right?
I'm going to say that more as oh dear, Gumyushi could be in trouble as once again Cease and Desist comes down. He does have flash, so he's going to use
the
it.
cleanse
Full
was
time
great.
coming on in as the Cyclone there from Ona defending his AD carry. The flash not quite working, but now Doran.
Viper's dead.
Some needlework
Doran
towards
TP'd in.
Peanut,
He's gonna block
who
Peanut.
wants to get
No, he's.
himself
Oh
away
my
and
god,
does
Doran,
Threadbreaker
Doran,
out.
Doran, Doran,
John
Doran.
will connect as now Doran could be in a bit of
Doran,
trouble.
I'll pretend that didn't
Fighting off
happen.
his
I'll
ex-teammate,
pretend that didn't
but
happen. I
no
will
one going
pretend
to
that
die
didn't
outside
happen.
of
Go die to
Viper,
Krugs and
who
everything's
fell
okay.
unfortunately.
Guma loses
problem is
his
he shouldn't
thumbs.
press E.
Owner and Sh-
Again, catch
Guma's
you.
quite
Going to
tanky, actually,
punish.
with
I'm
steel
gonna get
caps.
this Kalista.
Vi
There
MF
is
can't
that
really
follow-up
kill him
from
that
T1.
quick.
They are in the, they were a
40
smart idea
CS up
in the
Guma right
initial
now.
setup, especially when you look at where Delight is here too. Like you know, okay, the rest of T1 is so far away on the bottom side.
Flashes,
but Owner, it is
insta cleanse.
close.
And the Magnet Storm
Owner's
did
flash was
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
to try and block
could've blocked him
VQ, I
The
think.
follow flash to get the second activation is why Viper is the one.
I think
who
Doran
dies,
just shouldn't
just
press
can't
E
do
down
anything
here.
as this
That
MF
E
in this
down, I think, makes it
situation.
so he has to flash and then he
In
flashes into the
hindsight,
city.
it might have been a TP
Okay,
from
MF
Doran.
has
I
Cull.
think it could have been.
Guma
money
didn't
for
base
nothing.
still from that mid fight, so they're losing heralds. Now he's staying to try and salvage it. Faker moving up. His positioning looks pretty bad for T1.
Level 11 now as Shock Blast does so much damage.
Owner got the W off.
And look at this, they're just in the blender. This time Delight making
Deep again
something
by
happen
Peanuts,
as Doran
really
gets
deep.
into the backside. Owner is found.
Really
Peanut
deep by
once
Peanut again.
And now the bullet time's going to need to save them. Gwen is immune.
All these engages from Hammerlife are so scuffed.
It's Peanut again, disconnected on the other side.
I feel like the
but it's
Wukong W
Owner
from
who goes
Owner
for the
was clutch.
punish, and Owner has just been shutting him down in these
Super
big
clutch.
fights where
Except
And it's the
this time
exact
Delight is
same
there, but he
play.
doesn't actually hit the CC chain onto Owner.
keep trying to
Owner
dive into
actually
them.
Gets the, I think he W'd out. Let's take another look here.
This Wukong
I'm gonna
W
see
by
W's
Owner
out,
was
so he
insane.
doesn't actually get hit by the Delight.
Oh, he doesn't even get it off
There you
instantly. He
go.
just
they
gets it off in the
burst
CC
charm,
chain.
or burst the clone, but not the
Yeah.
real
I think
Wukong.
he has to ult
When
Doran there,
Peanut
Peanut,
goes
if
in,
they want to
you
fight.
need to be in
Like maybe
This
Peanut,
Drake
like
is
a lot of our
massive.
other junglers have probably
Can
given up
Hammerlife fight
practicing
this
this
Drake?
champion, playing around it.
I think they're gonna have
like
to
you
fight
need
this
to
Drake.
keep that one.
Well
only a 1K
oiled. Carrier no
deficit.
flash.
Sums are available for Viper.
Okay.
The light has smite.
out a little bit
Could
distracted.
be an opportunity, but we need to see a more synced up Hanwha live if they want to win this.
They have Kalista. They have Kalista. Hammer Knife, you gotta go.
Coming through from everyone.
Double smite on Hammer Knife. This dragon's important.
Let's see whether this soul point can be denied. Hex gates coming on.
It's a fucking
Zeka
massacre.
so much damage.
Oh my god,
Memphis
Zeus got it.
Zeus that takes it down, and the Pop Blossom doesn't do nearly
It's great for Hammer Knife.
They're in the
He
pit.
won.
2
They
kills
do
on the
lose
dragon.
2, They have 3 left, still alive. Shattering strike.
Guma's gliding. Rel down. Faker.
And now it's even footing. Faker trying to find it. The dash cannon getting him into this fight is now Viper in trouble.
He's fucking mental. He's fucking crazy.
Trying to push them away, and him and Zek, I don't
He's
think
fucking
it's going
crazy.
to be enough. T1 win the fight, but they don't
T1 answer back
the
3
Drake.
for 2, but Hammerlife get the dragon. The dragon is really where it's at. The dragon was so needed. If they lost that dragon, Hammerlife, this game was fucked. How do you even secure this dragon? It's 3,000 health with an MF ult and 3 smites and a Kalista. It's a complete Jesus take the wheel, and of course Zeus is the one that gets it. Oh! He's about to solo kill Zeus. I think Owner will finish it for him. Flash.
As Faker doing so much work, and
Zeus down. Faker's Owner was smiling a bit there. Clapped Zeus. Wait, Faker is so fucking locked in. What the fuck? Wait, why is T1 so locked in? They're so locked in. They're all clicking forwards. Zeus is kind of weak this game.
Man, this is
it's been a while since I've seen Zeus Chase been weak. He's down a level. Why is Doran not going top? Why is Doran not catching waves? Why did Doran just lose an entire top wave? Big items again. These are massive spikes. T1 champs on 1 and 2 items. Huge. Huge items. There's a big 2 course. I think T1 should brute force this bot tier 1 and force at the gun. 100%. Their champs are so strong right now. They don't really have a wave though. I'm not sure what they're doing here.
Now taking a huge
30 seconds on Drake.
T1
30 seconds on Drake. Doran has his fucking Nexus in base. Faker ulted on Ari, what?
Well, they're going to look for it here as Delight going to be able to use that blast.
What? That's a kill?
Incredibly low.
What the fuck?
Taken down. Possible overextension though, as the Orbit Deception does a lot of work as Faker dashing around the battlefield with his hijacked Spirit Rush. Now Pop Blossom is going to find only one, but it's
Zeus rooted. MF ult's big, but Gwen's immune. That's another kill. That's another kill. And that's another kill. T1 just ran at them in a straight line. They just ran at them. Faker's ulting in a dragon pit. And it's working. They're just sprinting at them. You see what I mean by they're clicking forward? They're so confident. They're just... They're just attacking them. I don't think Delight knows what the fuck's going on. There's just 5 people dashing on him. Soul point, Atakan. Look, now this might be too much, Faker. I respect the clicking, but I guess it's gonna get Rel Flash, right? Maybe. No. Look at this engage.
Coming forward, gets rooted, buffers it, gets away.
No vision.
Know where he is. Faker's just not going to give
fucking
him
go.
a second. No
Kill him.
space here. Comes in with his ultimate. They get the knockups. Owner takes him out. And now, for Honda Life Esports, how are you going to re-engage without
all that happened was Delight got
the trick
rooted
here
for like half a second.
And Zeus tries to put
no
him
flash
away,
on
but the
Zeus.
damage is done. And Viper, he gets enough space from that hammer to actually channel his ultimate fully, but then they just run towards
Faker
him and
flash
kill him
chain on
because
Vi.
he's misfortunate and they didn't get any
Wow,
kills.
that was actually crazy. You know what I think this whole game is teaching me?
And I gotta say, if you're Ari,
Wukong is so broken. I can't believe it.
And a
Alright,
you want to have to wait for Drake. Guma's items are crazy.
Good point.
Also, the thing is,
I do think
these 2 champions are Humble Life champions. T1 plays them, right? But they don't like their mains. So if they're winning this game and they took away Kalista and Sylas, that's quite dangerous, actually. With Kalista.
Speaking of being ripped to shreds, Peanut going to try and get over the wall, but the flash is there. For
Kalista was played once this entire split by Guma, and Faker is a Victor main. I know they played it before, but Humble Life would snatch these 2 champs instantly if they could. Peanuts had a really bad game.
There is also no jungler. So let's see whether HLE can try and kill T1 before they take this Baron. It looks like it's going to be impossible. Under 4,000 health as Delight goes in, finds the Magnus Storm.
Oh, carry a miss, but doesn't matter. Faker would have still Zeus.
Too much. They take down the Gwen, but this is still Baron picked up for T1. They go for the fight and they're looking to try and turn it. Kamiushi takes
complete
down
stomp.
They've dealt with
complete
this
stomp. It's over.
T1,
base, go to Drake. Take top
everything.
tier 2 base, go to Drake. Whatever it is, do it. Do it and you'll win. Do it and you'll win.
Potentially punished here. We're getting trolled by the observers.
Was Carrier dancing or what?
Oh dear.
No, don't tell me Peanut did again.
Here. Just a little bit slowed
Oh,
down by
Peanut.
the end.
Oh, Peanut.
Going to be coming up pretty soon here, and Faker comes on over. He's just going to
oh,
escort
Peanut.
in. and escort HLE
Wow.
out of this first game.
11k gold lead.
We can talk about
They
the drafts,
can end?
but for me, it's just the form
They
of
can't.
Humble Life. They look
Get Drake.
desynced. They don't really.
I told
seem
you,
like
man.
they
I
were
told
ready
you.
for the
Everyone's gonna say
high-tempo
Humble Life
play
3-0,
style.
3-1,
Again,
whatever it
T1
is.
has been playing towards this
But
exact
and
type
the
of
theory in the
skirmishy
paper should
style
say
for
that
a
Humble
while.
Life is
Now,
way
this
better.
fight we kind of knew it was.
But
a
for
done
some
deal from the
reason,
beginning. This is just
for
a Hail
some
Mary
fucking
attempt
reason,
from Hanwha.
it just
Yeah,
never
BJS
happens
is
the way
looking
you
for
think it
shot
will.
pass angle and some
When it's
time. Faker
T1.
doesn't let him have it. Carrier's ultimate does practically nothing, but it doesn't matter because the fight is just so.
So that
All right,
is going to be the
T1,
sole
this
picked
game's
up here
over.
for
I'm
T1.
sure
They're
Humble
gonna
Life
be able to push in this
knows
bottom
it
lane.
too.
They've already taken
But
the mid lane inhibitor.
now they have to think about
And
next
Zeus,
game.
He's looking for a bit of bounty gold.
Because they'll be
and
back on red
I
side.
assume T1 are okay with
The
him
draft
taking
does
it
get a bit
because
easier
it's
for them,
not
though.
going to save his Nexus.
We had two
In terms of
T1
contested
predictors
picks.
in our global and having the momentum
They will
carried
still
over
have to keep the
from
Yone
yesterday
Talia ban. I
into
think
this first game
Zeka's going to have
for
to ban or pick
sure.
a
I think
Azir
a lot
next
of
game, no
people
matter
are
what.
rethinking expectations after
And
this
Faker
one.
Akali might
Me
have to happen.
included, feeling a little bit silly for some of my opening
Because then at
statements
least if they
here
take a
because it
Azir, you
did
take a
feel
Kali, you
like
trade.
HLE were the better
You
team
trade OPs
before,
kind of
based on our
for each other.
assessment. But momentum is of ceremony because this game is all but over. That is going to be a bit of an engage on to Doran, but he does go into the mid.
Doran,
Now
that
looks
is-
to
oh, yeah,
fight
stop
four people. Going golden here. Those big old scissors doing some work. There is
Peanut's about to go
Nexus
0-7.
finally. The bullet time coming in, but the wallets are so big. The pop
Peanut's-
loss are massive as well. And
Peanut had a
T1
rough game. Peanut had
just
such a rough game.
slaughter them in
Peanut
their
needs to
own
bounce
house,
back
and they'll
right now.
destroy it at the same time. T1 1-0 in the series.
Guma gets up
From the
and leaves,
perspective
doesn't
of
check the
Humble
stats.
Life,
Doran the same,
you got
my guy.
reverse sweat.
I feel like Humble Life is in this weird spot right now. T1 will ban Yone Talia, and they kind of will keep... I presume they'll keep the Azir ban, but if they drop the Azir ban and first pick it, I think Faker should be confident enough to play Akali into it and do the same thing. Zeka takes one of Faker's champ, Faker takes one of Zeka's champs. So Sion Rumble trade. If you ban Rumble, they take Sion first pick. You ban Sion, they take Rumble first pick. How do you solve this puzzle? Depends what you have into them.
Yeah, if you bet, that is
Do you play
definitely
Galio into
something
Rumble?
that's
Do you ban
quite
Rumble? Do you
scary,
play
especially
fucking
with Wenway
Cho'Gath
taking
into
up the
Sion?
board.
Yorick into
See what they do
Sion?
decide to take away here. It might just
I
be
think
the
Rumble ban
because
is good.
it is,
Let's
the
see
more
what they- I
frightening
don't know.
of the two options. Let's see,
Yeah,
it is
I
going to be
think
the
much
Rumble.
better
So
to
there
play
we
into
go.
Sion than
Sion up
Rumble.
and available.
Rumble sounds
Can
disgusting.
just be locked in.
If you don't take Sion here, Doran will 1-2 it, but then Aatrox will come out from Zeus. Is that scary? They could 3-pick Sion if they want. Oh, Zeus is first picking Sion. Is this where we are already in game 2?
It's so beautiful
So there's
to see
Varus
it, but we're not
Jhin,
going to see an
there's
exact
top match.
replica of that.
There
are
is
still other big opportunities.
Pantheon open. Rise 1-2. I see this. I saw this yesterday, I feel like. Come on in, Xin come on in, Zeka. Pick the fucking Victor. I think Doran's probably got champions into Sion. I find it funny how these teams are like drafting like they're each other. Because they're just trying to deny champs. Like, if I do this, and I told you to guess which side was T1, this is T1's champs. Sion, Xin Victor. Why the fuck is Humble Life playing Sion, Xin Victor?
No matter who
Zaya
I'm casting
Ezreal.
on, it does it to me every time.
Did you
They
catch that
don't
cool
ban
cinematic?
Jhin. What have you got to me, Doran? Go on, drop a Mordekaiser or something.
As this
Is
is a
this probably gonna
no-brainer.
have any
Jhin,
value?
and then
It does
locking
block
down the
engage
backline.
support blinds.
Leona is still
Like Alistar. I feel like Nautilus is pretty chill. But they could put Poppy top and pick Brown, but does it win them the game? Rakan is
Alistar
pretty
versus
safe.
Rakan.
Yeah, Rakan is difficult.
But then that walks into Nautilus
I
on
mean, it
5.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Nautilus is the best.
Well,
Is
it will
Braum
be.
gonna win them the game?
In the jungle
Ambessa,
because he's gonna be
Pantheon,
more
Poppy.
omnipresent in the backline. We'll
T1
just
need to
have
play
more
quite
farm
quick this
to
game.
access the impact with their ultimate.
Humble Life's comps just look scary. They have strong jungler, tank top that's fucking strong, and good team fighting with bot. T1 have like double global, Poppy ult to make it 4v5.
T1 is playing a very similar style.
Engage is
We have
kinda
Gary in the top
okay.
lane, we have,
T1 just need to
looking
fist
for the
fight a bit.
skirmishes,
Now, does
keeping
Zeus
the
know how to
pressure
play
in the lane,
Sion?
and Carrier,
Is he gonna
he
proxy?
is
He's already got
perhaps
the wrong
biggest
skin.
enjoyer of level 2 spikes. Completely cook a
I don't
bot
want to be
lane.
that
Like,
guy,
guys,
but man,
I know all of you know We know.
This could age like
Still,
milk, but I feel like
nicely
Humble Life's
done
gonna
there
stomp them this good.
Okay, Gummer underneath
I'm just
the
seeing a
turret.
poke
Victor
Varus
actually doing a
rise,
decent
and I'm
job here
seeing
in
like
the
a
lane thus
Scion
far. That
Xin
death
Zhao
rate's
Nautilus,
started
and I'm
to
thinking,
Yeah, Guma just trying to get that last wave.
started to excel. Speaking of which, Owner comes towards this mid lane as Zeka
Just
that's
kinda
a decent amount
walks
of
away.
value on the gravity field. Doesn't
Look
have
at
to use the
Zeka's
flash, but
items.
has just teleported
Disgusting.
back to this lane. I don't think he's going to get caught
T1
off
swap,
you
but
can
I
see
don't
Guma
think
stands
Humble
up,
Life
pretty sure
care.
he
They have
just
Scion top.
was kind of waiting.
Guma
To the
recovered a
bottom
lot of
wave here to
experience
catch.
by going
And
top
what
by
he
himself.
can, well, that Dragon still goes.
And the first Dragon, I
Like
don't
a
think is
Zeus
really
proc
going to
sheet.
be too worrying, but
The
it's more
swap
in
would
the
have been better.
context of the series later stage. And if you
They're
have to
gonna
fight
double global the
5v5s
Scion
against Honma,
with
and you
Rise of
can't get on
Pantheon.
top of Viper.
towards that bottom
mean,
side.
Zeus
That's
can
why
get
we were
Dovin.
saying that Zeus could be in trouble, and still he might be.
But they
as
will
Owner
lose
is in
Grubs.
position.
Faker.
From that dancing
Dive
grenade,
the
but
Scion
like you were
now.
saying, Grubs going to be the trade for a decent amount here towards the bottom side. As Zeus is just trying to play that weak side Scion. And here is the Realm Warp in as Faker off to the side, doesn't get hit by that Q, and in comes Owner to finish him off. First blood.
Why didn't
going
Zeus
over to the
ult out?
Pantheon as
Oh,
a
Faker's gonna
teleport.
die. He's
Does
dead.
come through. Actually, Zeka just walking down towards
Execute.
his bottom side. As Faker
Oh, what?
just executes himself.
Flashes the
Denies
Victor
the
E
money
and
to
executes.
HLE.
That's huge. And you know, if that Q
But it
is on the
actually is
realm warp,
massive.
It's
Really excel.
Doran
and
has
they
his
can
first
just keep
item.
accelerating the.
Up this
Oh, that
dragon
Doran
is
TP's gonna
going
get
to be
cancelled, isn't
secured.
it?
Deadly Flourish not going to be
Didn't
enough
get
to stop
cancelled.
that one, as it is going to be an Ocean Soul, not the most
bit of a panic
pivotal,
TP, but he's probably been
still
watching
something worth
Lost
going for
Ratones,
here as
TP in and
T1
base.
are
It's a
set up.
classic.
Only one away from Soul Point here.
Classic
in
play.
this game.
They got looking good.
Oh, this
and
game will just come down to Drakes, I
think
guess
a lot
then.
of this does go.
Very safe build here with a Rod of Ages. And not
Right,
going full
what's going
damage.
to connect here is, okay, they're going to go for the chain CC.
Nice pick.
Carrion tries to move
Carrion
himself
can get
out of the
W
way,
off
but
on
Peanut
Xin Zhao.
locks down.
Now
So
Faker's gonna get
Carrion
Dovin.
now lying down might be a big
he goes to
in
bot
here
tier
for
one.
HLE to try and get this snowball rolling.
Yeah, they might just look to try to somehow get this full turret as they look for Owner.
Yeah, another hook does come through. There's the audacious charge as Faker is off to the side to make this
Oh, he's just
actual
dead.
2 versus 2. But Zeka comes over to make it 3. Gumi
Oh!
the Arcane Storm, not
Kyrus ult.
quite enough as the Chains of Corruption
Oh my god, the
comes in,
damage.
and Peanut taxis his way
Carrier's
out with the
ghosting. Look at him
claw.
run. Look at him
Knocks
run.
it up there as
Little
well.
rat.
Realm Warp is coming in. Peanut does have to flash.
Faker
Another
gets
hook
hooked.
is going to come through as Viper.
TP in from
has
Zeus.
to cleanse
No
as
TP on
Pete
Doran.
Kelly is back once
Knocks away
again.
Victor.
Okay, Keeper's Verdict does get
Yeah,
him out of
Faker's
there.
cooked.
Now Faker is the one left alone.
It's
Zeus
cooked.
turns
Doran
up.
has no TP.
Enough of that
It's
funny
cooked.
business, says H.
T1 is
Zeka
the
has
one
flash.
trying to heavily overcommit to a play, and they get punished massively.
Yeah, I mean, Peanut initially looks like maybe he has.
Pantheon
We're
ult.
not done yet.
All right, there's a
W.
Fall underneath the turret here.
Carrier
onto
taking
a
tower.
gravity field.
Owner's still
As
clicking
Owner,
forwards.
He can't take
And he
the
dies.
turret anymore.
Oh my
and
god.
Peanut in a
T1
good
is
position
chain
this
inting now.
time.
Oh my god.
Not really just
I
about
think
the
the
fact
champs
that there
as
wasn't
well,
great
the game's
follow-up
kinda
there,
slipping.
and you're going
If he-
gifted opportunities to
Maybe they
Humble
should
Life
just
with
pick Ilaoi on 5.
misjudgment on how much damage they have.
Double global
in these
Ilaoi.
situations. Tough one to play out.
Tyler
but
on
now
Ilaoi
he looks
might
so much
just
more
carry the game here.
comfortable.
This could be a little bit dangerous though, as Doran looking for an opportunity, but the Xin Zhao is here. The knock-up comes through. Wind becomes lightning. There's the knock-up from Zeka. Zeus at the same time, as Doran might be able to flash his way out of here, but Zeus
my
is
god,
right
Zeus.
over the top, looking to try and chase him down. But remember, it's
Okay,
an ambassador.
flash
so
trade.
he has
Ambessa has TP.
better running away.
Doran
Now
was
they're all
pushed off
sprinting to
past where
Drake.
the turret's husk is, where it's
I
just
think
tons
T1's
of vision
gonna
for
have
Humble
to
Life,
fight
none
this.
for T1. Nearly
HLE is a
backfired.
bit
He
low,
loses his
actually.
flash. And I mean, I guess they could call that a backfire. As now we're looking
Uh-oh.
for the
TP.
Carrier.
Go on
Okay,
river.
Drake
But
is
Guma's
currently
far.
being taken here by Faker. Zeka moving on in. Peanut with that win becomes lightning. Carrier
have a bit of a
looking for that
sandwich here,
flank angle,
T1.
wants to hit the Keeper's Verdict to make this a man advantage for T1. As he
What
finds
the
it.
fuck?
It is just
What the
about
fuck?
perfect, as now they just single out Zeka. That is going to be kill on the other side though, as both
Is it
mid
enough?
laners are now lying in the dust. The curtains are being called, and T1 has
No.
split the flash forward from Delight, as now Zeus turns up.
Delight will
to be
die.
that monster in the front line. The
Peanut.
Carrier is still being a
Peanut's
menace.
kinda
Zeus
cooking.
is looking to lock him down.
He's
As
dead, though.
Gumiishi over the wall is
It's
getting the
2v2.
shots in. Viper now singled out by Doran, who
It's
still
2v3,
has a lot
sorry.
of damage. And
What the
Zeus
fuck?
will be
I'm, like,
cut down where he
stunned. What just
stands.
happened?
HLE once again.
Did Carrier just carry the whole game?
Keeper's Verdict from Carrier on
Poppy
the flank
ult.
was absolutely insane. It gives him just
Flash
enough
knocks
space.
two of
And then
them?
You see the flash from Guma over the wall. So
And then they
starts
kill
off with
Zeka,
Carrier
no
here,
flash?
Over the wall channels, flashes,
What the
gets double
fuck?
knockaway, and that's the Scion gone here.
Carrier.
And then look at the follow-up here when they look to collapse onto Guma. He's able to get over the wall.
And
which
then
is so
Doran is the
critical
one
for the
frying
rest
here.
of the
Guma gets
damage.
hooked, he has flash, he's gonna flash the wall.
And I think
But
Viper,
Doran is doing
those
so much
shots,
damage.
It's a Pantheon. You're just never going to get him if the E
He's
is up.
destroying
They're
Peanut.
trying to take him down. And
Owner's
then
zoning away
obviously
Viper.
Once you get to this point, you're just
Doran's just eating them up.
Doran has no
How much damage did Doran do in that fight?
of this Jhin, and They knew that Caedrel
There's
was
the Poppy
there.
value.
They were just caught
I will
off
never
guard
say
by
Poppy never
that
has value
ultimate
ever again. That is
single-handedly
nuts.
secured them sole point, and I don't think
Doran
they were
was
out of
frying.
the game, but they were
Okay, and they're not winning yet, but that helps. Draft never matters. Clicking is better. I've decided.
Across a little bit because
What
he's
has
been
happened
fighting
to
aside
Doran?
the
What
entirety
has
of the
happened to
time,
Doran?
But still thought that they'd
Why do you
been
think
able
Poppy
to
had no
knock
value?
a couple down, right? Zekra and
Because
Faker
what does
were
Poppy
traded,
W
but
stop
then you
against
still have
Hammonite?
so much more
Since our
damage
E.
available on T1's side.
That's it.
And from this
Naught
point
was
on,
Q, I guess,
the
if you
matchup
count
only
that.
gets better. You have the armor penetration on your passive.
But I guess
or
it doesn't
your
matter.
ultimate
Just rock up
rather.
and ult
You
someone.
have
Boom.
Black Cleaver and Eclipse, and you're a
Dragon up.
2 minutes
the
on
way
Drake.
that T1 did it, where they started the dragon early.
Rise
threatened
should
to
have
secure the
Seraphs.
dragon to
His
force
Roa
Hammonite in
might
while he's on that
not
cross angle.
proc.
You know, it's not as simple as in this one objective-wise. Still down in gold, but it feels less.
Oh, he
significant
ults
as
it.
Doran.
Public execution goes
What
in,
the
and Viper
fuck?
is just gonna get
Give him
executed.
MVP!
Blow him up.
Give him
Now
MVP!
the chains of corruption to hold
What?
Zeus in position. The rest of HLE trying to get here, but two
What?
are already on the floor, and T1 are just happy that they've showed up for the slaughter. The knockup
Okay, he
comes
died.
in though, and Doran is going to be taken down, but Delight will also be returned as another one.
Saves
And
the
there
ult
is the
Poppy.
game's
1 minute on
verdict.
Drake.
Carrier not gonna opt into
That
it, but
fight
they still
doesn't
won
get
the
them the
fight.
Drake.
salvage there from Peanut.
Holy
and Zeka
fuck,
to
Doran
turn
is locked
this
in.
into not a complete disaster, but I still think
Don't go
that
for those
T1
Raptors,
are
Peanut.
So happy I was there.
Wait, they
But
rise
that's
ulted.
probably
They're
still
gonna
be out of
rush
count. Peanut
Atakan.
doesn't have does have smite, but doesn't have flash.
They're
Carrier
gonna
has
rush
smite
Atakan.
as well.
There's two smites.
Yeah, they're not doing Atakan.
I don't think they can do this. I
they
guess
don't
they're
have time.
respecting the TP5 win. Carrier again. Can they find him?
It's Carrier's
Ooh!
angle. Same play.
They need to go now.
The heroic charge comes in
It's
now.
not enough.
The Pantheon comes through
It's
as
not
well,
enough.
but
They're cooked.
it's
I think
not
they're all
quite as
cooked. I think they're all
coordinated
cooked.
as we saw last time. Viper fighting against Doran though. Deadly Flourish comes in.
Unless
They
Doran
take
can
down
save this
Ona,
somehow.
and now Doran finds himself inside the blender, and he will be taken out. Now the curtains
Yep.
have been called. Carrier slowed down. He is out of
That's
range
what it
of
looks like
these
when they
shots,
5v5
and now
without
Zeka
the
is
magic.
1v1ing against the Poppy and kind of losing. That was scary.
It's on the ward. Do take note.
All right.
There's, no rest here.
Death charge going to come through here, but Faker just decides he wants to kill Zeus, and he might be able to
Zeus
do so.
will die.
In a fair bit of trouble.
Kuma will
as
live.
Zeka distracted by the
Faker
Poppy
has
once
flash.
again. Viper now looking for an angle. Deadly Flourish, will it be in range?
Oh, he got
And
chain
doesn't
CC'd.
quite find it, but he doesn't need
Oh, they
to.
got
It's
CC'd
a
by
double
Nautilus,
for
sorry.
Zeka, and
Yeah,
HLE
now the game is
running away
cooked.
with it
Now the game is fried.
T1, they try.
So I see what Carrier is going for again. Ult, flash ult, but the knock is not that far. Look where Peanut is. He's right next to Viper.
Maybe it's actually a better angle.
So he can already get back in the fight straight away.
Practically immortal is pretty nice, but it's the turnier from
Already
Hammonite,
straight
where
back
they
into the
actually
fight.
peel back
And then in the
and
raw
deny
5v5,
Doran, giving
I feel like
Viper that
Hammonite's
space,
champs
and
are
then
just
the fight
better.
gets lit, but Zeka's
Especially if
also
Viper
pushing
can
Doom
hit.
out on the top side.
Faker can't really join.
Once the Jhin is alive and
Well
has free
played by
reign,
Hammonite
he
to just
can
keep
pop with shots like
composure.
this. If Kuma hits this arrow,
And then I think the
Zeka
cancel
dies,
on the
but it was just
Raptors
such a
was
great
that the
call
light
from
on the flash
Hammonite
hook
to
on
peel back, take out the
on
Abessa,
Faker?
and then front to back.
Who was it on?
This obviously, there's a TP coming in, so they're happy to take this fight. Nicely done by Delight, also get the cancel. What I want to highlight is the positioning of that fight. Last time we saw that play, 2 people got knocked away, but it also was in the wide open space of the
What?
river.
That hook
What happened
hit?
there was they tried to follow up.
What?
There was a free-man queue from
What?
Zeus there because
Really looking to
No,
try
I
and
think
take some
HLE just
control
runs away with
of
the
this
game. I think their
game.
champs are
After
just
game
better
one,
at this
I was a
point.
little bit worried. On our
1-1
hand,
is fun
might
though.
need a hand check, but
I
we
guess
can do that a
T1 will
little
choose
bit
blue.
later.
series.
Do you know what T1 do have? Even though it's a bit slow, they do have tools to rush Baron. They have Rise ult and Poppy ult.
TP.
Yeah, they're just looking for Zeka, and he is a deep TP. He is a long way away from everyone as he
Done.
flashes towards Ona. The rest of his team is coming up though, and his health bar is pretty
Oh,
high.
missed Poppy ult.
He's still alive for now. The depth charge comes into public execution.
Yeah,
Misses
I think
onto
T1's throwing
this
everything they can at them
Victor, who is
because they
just
know the
standing
game's
amongst
getting out of their
all his
hands.
bodyguards.
Oh,
Now
Doran got him
Faker
actually. What the
is
fuck?
singled out. It's Zeka's turn to close in. Faker's still looking for that damage, but now the fight is ensuing on the other side.
Wait, this fight, they went
Delight
2
might
for
get
2
himself
so
up. The
far?
knockup is there
What?
from Zeus. He's trying to
What the
stand
fuck?
in the
Doran
way.
is going
Zeka might get
crazy.
executed. Here by Doran, he goes golden. And
Oh my
Doran is
god,
still
Doran's
alive.
going
They take him
crazy.
down as the arrow is going to be there from
Yo,
Nobuki.
respect to Doran.
3 on his
They
signature
kinda
burst.
won that
And
fight,
also
kinda.
domestic Doran is
They got
unreal.
Zeka sums and
This
Viper
man,
sums
who
before the
is
Drake
this
soul.
guy, Wolf?
It
And
is
looks
Father's
domestic,
Day.
as you can see, Carrier is
Oh,
all
if they hit Poppy ult on
completely whiffs, hits
Actually, the
nobody
Poppy ult
here.
hitting Jhin would
And
mean
now
that the
you're
Ambessa
in
ult
the
wouldn't hit
blender
Jhin.
of this Victor,
Carrier
doing
played it
so
well.
much damage,
Faker's just
really.
trying to buy time.
Crucially, the re-engage there from Doran,
Shut
where
down
they
to
actually
Doran.
decide,
How does
okay,
Zeka get
Faker's
back
unsalvageable
over the
here, we're
wall?
not gonna be able to save him.
He just
We're gonna
runs
take out
around.
Delight here. And how
Drake
the
in
decision
30
to give
seconds.
up
It's
Faker
time to
there.
send it again
I
for
think this
T1.
fight was a walk.
Where Humble
Zeka
Life
is so
should really
OP.
shock.
One good Poppy ult could change everything though.
ult. That's the Poppy is
I guess
in the
Varus
game,
poke is
especially
kinda useless
when
right
it's
now.
Carrier. He's got the heal set for a bit
Faker's
of a
just
close
pushing.
as well.
Well, Faker's
Forcing them to
actually
do
just
it.
gonna try and take down the start in the mid lane. He will be successful, and remember, T1, they don't necessarily need to go for this.
He wants
but
Peter.
they can, as here's the keeper's verdict.
He got Sion.
Get rid of the Sion.
Not
The
bad.
front line is now gone. The gravity
Doran landed onto Viper. Zeka's being fought by Faker. Viper's dead. Owner's dead. There's no way! There's no way they're making this work!
And they'll get the soul off the back end.
They're gonna get Baron as well, maybe. They could just 4-man it. There is just no way they're making this work. It's mental. Doran is completely frying. If Zeus flashes the Poppy ult, they win. If Doran doesn't land this Ambessa ult onto Viper, look at this Ambessa ult. Look at the distance he covers. Through everything.
And even though,
Doran gets Viper, Faker's on top of Zeka, just rise ulting on his head, and the front line's knocked away by Keria. I feel like everything lined up perfectly for the fight. Again. I wish I could tell you how one-sided Hammerlife had this whole season next to Gen G. Like, the difference was crazy. Where'd they go? Mid? They left Guma.
Help! He doesn't have his shield, and he doesn't have a whole lot of hope, but he does flash. And the train is not even going to get
Since
the
our W
stun.
missed,
Misses.
Varus no ult.
Is the knockup going to
Owner's
be there?
trying to
The
stop
rest of
Peanut.
T1 turning up.
Guma still running.
Trying to kite this
Guma
one.
dies,
He
1k gold.
finally dies. The knockup is
Doran's
huge
fighting
there.
both of their
From Doran
carries.
at the same time as HLE are trying to fight
He's
up
1v2ing
Doran
them,
on the
both.
other side of the fight, and things are going completely wrong for HLE on the top side. Delight trying to get out the flash in front from Carrier.
Doran is 1v2ing their carries!
And
Bro, the
yeah,
Doran
Overture
turnaround
with Aslan,
needs
man.
to
That
be
guy's
studied.
getting hit by
It
everything
needs to
there
be
in
studied.
Narnia.
Oh man, Doran
What
is
on
just
earth?
having-
And then Peanut also doesn't
I mean,
follow
this is a
through
3v4 on the right.
Because Guma lives so
It's
long,
Doran
if they
killing
kill
both
him
their carries
earlier,
that makes it so it's
I
winning.
think that they have an opportunity to peel off
Zeka got knocked
way
away by
faster
Poppy,
to
and then
shift
Doran
the
just fights
damage,
both of them to
get
the death.
cooldowns out, and then on the other end, as mentioned, this Ambessa with Ocean Soul, it is disgusting. The flash from Carrier to ensure that his top laner doesn't get CC'd. The sustain
What the fuck?
from the passive from Doran as well as that Soul is... Look at that.
That was blind as
And
well,
blind
kinda.
on the ultimate. I mean, it's a good predict. He knew the trajectory.
Death Dance, baby.
It's a risky call, and he goes for it. A few things miss here, but ultimately I don't think it matters. You know, hitting that flourish would have changed things. Carrier, the bodyguard, and Doran cleans up house. Man, T1 looking better than they have, I feel, all year long. And the microcosm
What
of
is
the
going on?
series.
In Busan,
Guys,
after
T1 played Hammerlife
destroying
like a few weeks ago in the regular
yesterday,
season,
the
and they got
onslaught of
fucking
T1
bodied.
is looking
And
to
Hammerlife was 2-0 up
continue.
against Gen G.
This
in the finals,
coordination
well.
that these drafts that we're seeing, the Poppy
T1 hasn't
coming
won a best
through.
of series against Hammerlife since last year.
His health bar is looking a little bit large.
Let alone
Let's
with
see
the
how
Zeus.
long it lasts.
What the hell?
There's another public
Hey, he's
execution.
just
Doran
fucking
getting
in there.
5 people underneath the turret. They haven't gone down just yet, but there's the Grand Starfall. Here is T1, and it's a double already for that man in the top lane. Zeka gonna go golden.
Just give Doran Pog. Just give him Pog, Pom, fucking
like this
everything.
wave.
Everything.
Just attacking them in their base.
Give him everything. Give him everything. He's 6k up on Zeus. He's 6.5k up on Zeus.
Here and make it possibly a pretty
What?
short one here in Busan.
And that bot side play, the power of friendship, T1
Is
have
this-
done that
am I-
exact
is this
same
real life?
so many times. More
Hey,
T1.
Hammerlife, no
How
refunds.
They may earn their spot at MSI. Their game 3 draft yesterday. This draft, he's
What
playing against
the
guy who
fuck?
replaced him. And I bet
What
right
the
now he's
fuck?
definitely sitting on
Let me read you out some things. T1 towards the end of the season, they lost 2-1 to Bro. They lost 2-0 to Gen G. Then they beat Fearx and Freaks. Then they lost 2-0 to Hammerlife. Then they lost 2-0 to Nongshim. And then they came to Busan.
for these 5 players.
Yone ban, Yorick ban, okay.
And Kians, that is
Talia
what we're
ban as
looking
well
to.
on blue.
I think that
Azir out makes
we have
sense.
seen, but we did see
Okay.
a turnaround from Canyon.
Next ban.
He tried
Warren
to
ban,
hold the
Rumble
Poppy
ban,
in
and
that
then
fight
what?
where he got knocked
Yeah, I saw
away.
that.
And then
and
what?
he was just as
KT1.
What?
Well, it's certainly a story we've been telling is Faker being and
Did his first pick a
you know,
fucking
the ability
Annie?
to just thing here, and I
Not
feel
a
like
Trundle
given the
first
champ
pick.
pools and the bans,
We'll have to
Oh,
have a bit of a wait and see.
oh,
That's
Hammerlife's
kinda
gonna have a
where
good
that
draft.
one is gonna be going. A
What do you
good
pick
pick
as
for
T1
Viper.
here? You pick...
Leaves a
Are they
lot
gonna do
still
like
left up,
Jax
though,
plus
especially- although, of
some
course, Lulu
jungler?
can still be in jungle.
I do like
Nocturne?
I think that T1
Any
is looking towards
Nocturne Jax or some
Owner
shit?
really prioritizes the Nocturne. Nocturne Annie
Ooh,
is a
Zaya
devastating
Rakan,
combo.
of
Oh,
course.
Zaya Rakan.
Oh, the Zaya Rakan.
Of
a
course.
classic,
Oh
obviously,
my
here
god, it's
for
T1
Guma and
Zaya
Carrier.
Rakan.
so easy to follow up on a Tiber stun.
Alright, put the Nami in the bag.
This
Is
Lucian, the
Nidalee... I guess
spears
Nidalee can
be
go
an
top...
issue. We knew the Braum was
What?
going to come
Braum?
through here. Seemed
Into
pretty obvious.
What the hell?
We just see
Wait, Zaya Rakan is there.
Wait, so Zaya
Get on
Rakan,
stage!
game.
Get on stage!
You guys
Okay, what is there? Nefiri, Jarvan,
on the Nocturne you were
Viego.
talking about.
even though the Nidalee
Skarner
can be
is
going
dog
towards the top
shit.
side because what is
Oh
taken
my
away.
god.
Twisted Fate Nidalee has been a tale as old as time.
It is setting up
in the LCK and around
for
the world.
Owner Lee Sin. Owner Lee Sin is setting up right here.
Also
Be careful, Hammerlife. If they ban like Nefiri and 4-pick like an Akali, I think the Lee Sin is gonna carry the whole game. Could pick mid here, but something about Hammerlife's draft looks fucking freaky, and I don't know what champ solves it. Galio does solve it, yes. Good pick. Is it just time for fucking Owner Kinderegg or what? What have you got for me, Owner? I like Lee Sin, but I don't know if I like him to Galio.
Yeah, it's like the
Cassante.
last tank left. The orange band.
Okay, we need a bit of damage now. We need a bit of damage.
This is probably your angle
Viego,
here.
thoughts?
And you,
I don't like Jarvan. They all
Lucian
have
isn't
dashes.
necessarily
I don't
the
like
type of
it.
champion that
I
you
don't
think
like
about. I
it.
do think it synergizes well with Annie,
Don't
'cause
like
Annie can go for the
Jarvan.
stun. Also the Calico
Oh,
bit
there
of
it is.
a potential.
There it is.
What is
Team 5,
Oh, it's Peanut Nidalee jungle on match point.
There's a lot more available. Kind of ended up
Doran's
in an
gone
odd
to
spot
Gnar
in
for
this draft.
comfort.
And it's one of Zace's most iconic. It's a
I don't know,
champion
man.
that he started to make a
T1's
name for
comp just
himself
looks
during
like
his
T1, you know?
debut.
They have
But
Zaya
it's also the
Rakan and they have
champion
Owner
that he
Lee Sin
played
and Doran
not
on
2 days
Cassante.
ago against
Faker
Gen
Annie
G
is what it is,
that
but like,
wasn't generate the leads
Zeus
that he
Gnar
needed
match
to.
point.
And the champion
Peanut
has
Nidalee.
fallen out of favor. He's
Peanut
gotta be
Nidalee is
more
good,
active
but
in
I don't know
the
if I
early
would put it on a
game.
match
He's gotta
point.
control more to give us
He
an
has
opportunity
3
to
games of
at
Nidalee
least
this
get
split,
to
Peanut.
game
3
number
games.
4.
And he's up against
He's 1 and
Owner's
2.
Lee Sin.
And
I think
it's
Doran
great
is
to
just
see,
clutching.
you know, more depth
Like,
here in our
Doran has been the best
LCK.
player on
If you're
T1
a
for
fan,
both series
you're
now.
hoping you kinda
If the shield, I don't know if
Doran
it would have
gives
enough,
the
but it
last hits
definitely
to
would have been
Guma.
extremely close. Could have been the opportunity, but as we do see the call
Big
picked up for
jungle
Zeus, the early lane favorite,
Raptors are
but then
one shot, no
he's able
invade.
to
Back, a dangerous
Oh, that Conqueror
decision,
being stacked is
as
painful
we
too.
can see,
They're zoning them
as
off the
Delight's
tower.
gonna slow down.
proc there
Solo
together
Drake.
with Delight, but they don't get it, and then
Nope,
he
just
was also
checking.
hit by just a solo
Faker
that in a
solid
single
mid
combo,
push.
they would just die.
Doran
And I mean, if he gets like one
a
more
bit down
off,
in
he plays
creeps, but it's
flashes
okay,
for the
Doran.
kill
You've
there.
done a lot of
I mean,
heavy
that's
lifting.
such a
You can
huge health
int the game. It's
advantage
okay.
that
We'll forgive you.
Viper just has to walk.
Looking like he's feeling okay.
Am I pushing
Zeka
bot? I
moving
guess
down
he has to
towards the
base
bottom
and
side,
swap with
and
Cassante
Viper will
here.
be parked in on the
Viper's
receiving
gonna have
end
to
of
make
all of the
so
positives
much
from
happen
early
this game.
And that, even though he's still at the highs,
Peanut on grubs.
Them just gapping like this, I think, is unexpected. As
no.
Peanut
that's
smited
not
and didn't get it.
Worst.
That is not what
Smite
they were looking
and not
for
get.
here, as HLE still with an opportunity to fight for this
Oh,
one, as we've
Peanut.
got top laners battling before this all starts.
He's had a tough weekend.
Gumiushi and Ona in position on these grubs as Carrier.
No
able
smite
to
for
grab
Owner
an
yet.
exit from this one.
Up
Xavier
now.
back towards
Mega
his
Gnar out.
teammates. He's going to have to crash his way out of this. And it looks like that is what's going to happen.
3
And
grubs
there
to
is the
T1
objective,
and
just
first
going over
Drake.
to T1 for free. Yet
Oi,
another one,
oi,
take
oi.
it off.
Then he
Maybe
walked
the
into
series is
jungle
just
to try and
over.
maybe contest,
Zaya Rakan
and
is
ends up
fucking
not really getting it.
25
If you get
CS
like
up.
a
They have
plate or
both
two out of
objectives.
that, I think you're going to be feeling a lot better.
Owner's
but the
ahead of
cross-map
Nidalee.
just isn't there.
More weapons.
Maybe it's just
in his
Dunzo.
inventory. You can see there's one small
What do you do as
hammer
Hammerlife?
and a dagger here for Viper.
Delight's
Round
level
Nidalee
4.
Lucian.
Like,
Oh,
otherwise,
God.
I mean, good luck defending this dive.
They have
Well,
TPs.
there is that quickness that goes in, gets the charm onto Delight, who's kicked
have
away.
Galio ult as
but
well.
Here's the heroic entrance. Gumiushi with the feather storm though,
Oh.
and he holds
Delight
Edgar in
actually
place. The winds of war come down,
Peanut's
and
coming.
the Sonic Wave is
Spear.
going to miss.
Misses.
That would have been a dead set.
W,
There, a dead
knock up.
gargoyle underneath the turret.
Owner
It might
tanking.
still
Guma
be,
tanking. Everyone's
as
1 HP.
Carrier not quite with
Oh,
the
what?
damage,
And
but the feathers
Faker
get
Tima!
reset. Here comes Faker. He finds
Oh
the
my
angle.
God,
There's
it's
another
completely
pyro
over.
blast. It could be a triple.
It's
But
completely
the Ace
over.
Tibbers looks
What
to
the
clean
fuck?
up, and it's in
T1's
fact
gonna
the
trio
blind
Hammerlife.
monk that gets it in the end.
They're gonna
Four
trio
for nothing here for
they're
T1
gonna-
in this early
they're
game,
gonna
and
trio
Zeus
Hammerlife?
is also taking damage
What?
from Doran.
How do they always do it?
But, I mean, this is just a bottom 2v2
How do they
setup
always
where,
do it?
Again, Guma pushes it in, and they have so much
Dorat,
agency. Zeus looking
you're
for
allowed
something
to
back
die.
here on
You
the
carry
bottom
2
lane.
games.
Has to.
Yeah, let's see
Has
whether
to
he can
try
find
and
it.
TP though.
Teleport is going to come in. Doran
That's
goes
Carrier
all
TP,
out
isn't
and
it?
doesn't get CC'd from the Gnar. Zeus looking to try and get himself out of here as there is the wallop. It's Carrier that comes in, and there's the Q charged up. Doran
Oh, he
gets a
missed
little
it.
bit more. The flash does come through as Zeus
Oh,
gets the transformation. The turret's getting aggressive. Zeus
Oh, he got him.
trying to get out of here. But it's all
How?
over the map.
How?
It feels like at
How
point
is
the
this
sweep
happening?
Is just a disaster across the board. It looks like initially maybe
The
there's a
Guma
chance to
ult
turn it
pullback
around
damage
with
was mental.
Zeka, or, with
Delight
Zeka
should have
coming
insta-died.
in. That's the first
And then
feather
Peanut
recall.
rocks up.
Viper's
He's a
ult
bit
goes
too
into
far for a
Narnia,
spear.
Just like some of the spears you're about to be seeing. And even though
Then
the
they
members
get
of
2
Hardware,
feathers at the
they're
top
only
right right there. He steals 2 feathers.
And
Boom.
here comes the Annie. Finds the 2-man
Here comes
stun.
Faker.
That spear from Peanut, even if it hits Faker, it doesn't matter, but it just adds it.
If, you know, the Galio doesn't come up, they lose that, right? But when the Galio comes up, it means Faker can come up for free.
Regular season is so useless. Oh my god.
Saving it, and Doran
Regular season Humble Life Genji were levels above. You rock up to this series, boom, insta stomp. The worst part of all of this is that there's no tomorrow finals T1 Genji. That's it. T1 just win and that's it. They go to MSI. Imagine we had a T1 Genji finals.
He tries to get himself out of there, but Delight is in such an awkward position.
With this form.
Zeus is coming on over. The door has been set up as Viper in a decent spot. The culling this time.
Carrier's gonna die.
He's gonna actually hit some
Carrier spacing both of them. What? Carrier spaced both of them. What?
Oh, man, this is T1.
He was in between both their attack ranges. This is disgusting. They're gonna perfect game them. They're en route for a perfect game. Did you see Carrier spacing?
I don't know if this could
Did you
be
see it?
They're
en route for a perfect game. Not even a grub. Normally there's one grub. T1 plot armor needs to be studied.
And it must be insane
now.
to come into this, and they were even yesterday.
KT were better than this.
But still.
Oh man, I'm sad for Hammer. They all look so depressed.
Like, how are you
They were so good for so long, and then boom, one series. T1 owns them.
To get anything done, and the items just aren't there.
And who sets up the Galio ults? You know, how do you find your way in? It's
like that.
Yeah, here's the
but that's not an engage.
That's what Delight is looking for, as they do get the Feather Storm out from Gumayushi. And the defending world
is that his new name,
Kruglord? Isn't quite getting it done as Carrier goes in. Owner there as well, finds the kick to get the double knock up. As they're now just looking to take down Peanut. They'll take that one very comfortably.
It's a perfect game. It's a perfect game. It's a perfect game. It's a perfect game. It's not a perfect game. Doran decided, nope, Doran, he's just fucking flying.
Kruglord sends his regards.
The Kruglord. The God of Thunder is nothing for the Kruglord.
Perfect gameable. All grubs, all herald, all turrets.
You are right.
For Hanwha. They could perfect game Hanwha and knock them out of MSI.
Oh, that is absurd. Okay, Zeus is
Faker.
just going to get taken down under this turret.
Bro.
Unceremoniously.
If no one dies on T1.
About the perfect game still on
Look at this game. This is Humble Life versus T1.
Kill score.
This is
They're going to take
what?
an inner turret
Bro.
here at 18 minutes. Oh man, now we're just talking about actually can they get a kill ever in this game?
Owner's
That's
dead.
going to be
Owner's
the
dead.
question.
He
Is
ruined the perfect game.
Oh,
he flash queued the Grump.
He's got the smooth moves to taxi alongside the Grump. The Blade Caller there as well to hold him in place.
Yeah, Q1 on the Grump.
If they want to keep that alive as
Defend the Dragon, perfect game.
Guma! Zeka going in. Guma is going forward into 3 people. The feathers are just doing so much damage. As all right. Carrier going to join him. There is
Bit
the
of a
knock-up
miss.
attempt onto Zeka, who doesn't get the taunt. Onto Gumayushi.
Oh, Guma ulted the spear. Oh, the perfect game is alive. The perfect game is alive.
It's the
Carrier! No, the perfect game. Carrier, no.
Might be able to get one. Carrier is going to fall. There goes the perfect game, but it doesn't mean anything because they are stamping their ticket to MSI in this play
16 to
right
1 in
here.
kills, 18 minutes in.
Doran,
the Kruglord, top lane for Thieves 1, stealing every objective, showing up when it matters. Absolutely mental, bro.
As this was
hey T1, hey Humble Life, no refunds.
As Zeus went in to try and take him down, and he just said no.
No refunds, buddy, no refunds.
Down, but he's Rakan. He's
no
set up
refunds.
the place for the rest of his teammates. Oh, goodness me. T1 just have every answer today.
It's funny how, like,
no
everything works. In the last 6 months, it's always, the whole narrative of the last 6 months is like, how did T1 fumble Zeus? But then, when the time when it matters, 6 months later, Doran just fucking owns him.
Mentioned just that one Hanwha, considering all the circumstances around this almost qualification for them. Bye-bye.
Is just going to run towards Faker. The all-out from Doran just says, nope, no Mega Cone for you, sir. As in goes Carrier, finds them all in that back line. As the
Owner
comes down, but he just gets booted out of the rift.
Wow, this is insane. This is shaping up for an insane finals between T1 and Genji. Oh, wait.
As the Sonic Wave goes wide, but I still think he's just being escorted to the death chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Doran tanking up this turret momentarily. The grand entrance holds him in place.
20 kills to 1. Guma is soloing Tatakan. T1 had so many problems this split. Subbing in and out ADs, Doran wasn't performing. They were losing every game. Well, every game. Owner was like 1v9ing half the time.
He doesn't win this.
I don't.
Another 3. Guma?
I mean, I'm pretty invested in this one
Guma.
right now.
Guma. Guma. Oh! He wins those. Completely smoked it.
But he did.
Completely smoked it.
In this series.
Brooks have the same amount of kills as Humble Knife.
Oh no, I was worried.
Bro, shut up.
I mean, all right, HLE are at least on the map for the moment.
Are they?
They are absolutely reeling. In goes Zeka
This
looking
is
to try
so
and get
desperate.
one against Faker here as Carrier says absolutely not. He finds a whole lot of charms.
But it's so
here
lost.
in this mid lane. The heroic entrance is going to get a knock up onto the Rakan. Yeah, they'll be able to kill him again, but do they have any chance in the rest of this fight? And the answer is maybe they can get Faker, but otherwise it is all T1 as Gumayushi will be able to take down his former teammate. Peanut trying to get himself out of here as Owner going to join him as they blast their way out. Another Sonic Wave is going to go wide.
Looking like my Lee
As the
Sin.
play caller coming on through. Peanut
There it
trying
is.
to do what he can, but Owner just needs one more.
Is it?
One more something.
Oh, the
as
tipper.
Okay, the cat will...
Zeka, they know.
What am I
right? Like
watching?
They probably knew after the topside play.
What am I
The emotes
watching?
are flying, but Hanwha Life.
Yeah,
LCK finals, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not the
Finals weekend.
Sappy.
as the teleport is going to look to put the end to this funny business.
Hola!
As Delight came in, so that's going to try and help out here. As he
Carrier
does
has
have
Ghost.
a taunt. He manages to buffer the Justice Punch quite nicely here, but he's still on a sliver of health. Zeus decent knob position
kick.
right now, but there is the insect from Ona. He's going to be able to take down Viper.
14K.
Now Peanut once again finding himself in a precarious spot, but not as precarious as what Zeus is dealing with right here. It's a cute little gnaw, and he might be able to keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but T1 are still just messing with him.
I hit it.
As finally the Sonic Wave is going to connect, and Ona collects another kill. Delight puts up the door. He's got a flash,
KDA
but
farming,
he doesn't have a
stat
chance
farming,
to
easy
use it.
clap.
And now T1 with so many
26 to
members of
3.
HLE out of this game
26
right now.
to 3.
They're going to look to take down an inhibitor and get this first Nexus turret taken down as well.
26 to 3, 8 turrets to 0, no objectives for Hanwha in this final game.
And I had a line prepared about denying golden roads and things like that. I just don't think it's relevant. T1 were just so damn good today.
They were so much better.
Like
they were so much better, T1.
They'll take down the Nexus, and T1 will stamp a deserved spot at MSI.
What the fuck?
On one side of the arena,
what the fuck? They don't even look like their face.
LCK Cup was defeated by this very same team early on in
just
our
annihilated
playoffs.
them. Hammerlife's not going to MSI. It's T1 and Gen G.
But they did not give up. Their resolve was insanely strong in this road to MSI. And they will once again be our representatives. Faker grabs the ticket
now you can steal it.
Amongst roaring fans. And they're our second seed here for the LCK.
And once again,
the stereo mode is great with that.
And T1 heading to MSI. We might be able to get that rematch once more. It's the only one.
I need the screenshot of Faker like this with the ticket.
We might have been saving
I
that
need the
for
screenshot.
Canada.
And for Hanwha Life, it is a harrowing end to what still was, I think, a great season. Clear second in their region for most of this year. Looked like they were the only one, together with Gen G, that were going to be the clear favorites. Obviously, one LCK Cup, one first stand, rather effortlessly, but here today, it was a collapse. And it feels like ever since Gen G got that reverse sweep, Hanwha Life just wasn't able to come back.
Right, what did he do?
What is most poignant to me is Owner having a stellar performance. That isn't a surprise.
No.
Carrier and Guma gapping, the way they did was insane. But you can see that if you're told in advance. But come on, man, Doran.
I mean, we've seen it before. This is not a surprise.
But it's been a year!
This is domestic roadshow Doran.
Why are you showing his keyboard?
And he is the worst enemy of Zeus and always has
And of himself! Please don't just keep this level up!
We literally mentioned this during the top lane walkouts, that sometimes Doran gets the better of him, but I still didn't think it was going to happen today. I thought it was time to maybe we were going to see a change of the guard there in terms of these big roadshow BO5s, but Doran, man, you never know what he's going to do, and right now he is going up and up and up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got for us at MSI.
Yep, and I'm not necessarily looking forward to these highlights because honestly, T1 just made
Happy Father's
look
Day.
silly in this series, but especially here in this game.
Was just an everything gap.
It
right?
was.
Like I don't feel like any matchup was particularly close. There was a little bit of action in the mid lane, but that matchup was mostly just neutralizing. But the way that Viper and Delight got absolutely demolished by Guma and Carry on the Xayah Rakan. Just a sight to behold here today.
And, you know, some of the issues we always talked about with Hanwha where they played to the strength of their opponents and sometimes fooled around, this wasn't that kind of series where it felt like those issues got exposed. They were just the weaker team today. They were not playing at their best. And it wasn't because
Are you doing
Zeus
LTA
was
finals?
overseeing
Yes,
silence.
doing
They
LTA
weren't
finals,
messing around
yes.
in team fights. They just never had any control, really, outside of game one on some objective
100%,
fights.
I promise.
They just got completely demolished.
And it's Delight missing skill shots. It's Peanut not having an early impact. This is very clearly just the Hanwha Life that was rattled, and my god, the T1 made good use of it.
They really did.
This third game was, that one is going to be very fun for any T1 fan, any Hanwha fan. Gotta go outside, we gotta take a break, try and forget this one as soon as possible.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for Hanwha Life Esports as well is the fact that they're known as the team that can clutch it out. That's why I think so many of us had so much confidence in this squad, is because none of those, oh, but they have the momentum now, oh, they have this, they have that. They're a known quantity. HLE, they get it done, and we know that when they're asked that they have to win, they can.
MSI is
They
going
just
to
couldn't
bang.
today.
It just got to be so shocking for the
What
Hanwha
form
fans,
is
you know? That's why I
T1
was
gonna have at
asking
the
for a crowd shot,
international?
because I felt like this was not an outcome that was possible today.
Yeah.
Not one you could ever even
I
worry
wonder.
about is getting 3-0 stomped by T1.
Now T1 has
I'm sure
MSI,
Carrier's
EWC
giggles
back-to-back.
will keep resonating in the nightmares of Hanwha fans, because if that man is giggling, life is not good.
GG.
As there it is, some relief, I guess, on T1, but mainly just happy to be going to MSI.
What did Carrier
after
say?
that one. Gumayushi doing massive amounts of damage, and these damage graphs really are looking like the shadows of the former HLE. Just kind of crumbled down.
Did he say
against
loser?
the T1 that headed towards the Rift here today.
It really, and I think that is for Hanwha Life perhaps the thing that stings
Oh, he said
most. We've been
Vancouver.
crediting
There he
the team
is.
as- Come on,
Doran
guys,
deserved.
We knew it was going to be him. Look at that face. Okay, I'm putting it in right now. Doran, please, Doran, just keep playing like this. Please, Doran.
Doran, do the
I want
dance.
you to do this at
Do the dance.
internationals.
Do the
This player
dance.
domestically has made me go through more emotional roller coasters than perhaps anyone else, and all I want, please show this at MSI, please.
The
Doran,
Krug Lord
please.
himself. He has been forged in the fires of the Krug pit.
I feel like
and he will now
I've been a
demolish the
Doran
rest of the
defender.
world.
I can't go for another Aatrox splash.
I feel like you might have a fell forward again award on your shoulder soon, but I'm hoping you don't. I'm hoping you don't. I want to see domestic Doran at internationals as well.
Yeah, we'll have to try and we'll keep a whole bunch of his favorite stuff from here in Korea so he can take it with him to Vancouver and then try and replicate some of that environment. It is now
I think they should give the mic to
head
Doran
over
and he
to
does a
T1 for the interview.
karaoke.
So here is Tia for the translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the post-match interview translation. Joined by T1, who just secured the second seed with a 3-0 victory on the final round of Road to MSI. Please welcome Doran, owner, Faker, Gumayushi, Carrier, and Coach Goma. Doran, that was a 3-0 clean victory. How do you feel? You know, on the final round today, yeah, I was actually quite nervous. And I was actually trembling in game one, but after that game one warm-up and getting that POM, I'm just feeling so great. After that round 4 unanimous POM, you got a POM yet again in peak form. So which play do you think got you the POM today? I think the impact from Ambessa in game 2 was so strong that I think that's what I got the POM from. But I really did have all my teammates set me up for that victory. So
Oh, Doran.
honestly, you seemed to grow even stronger
Doran,
in
the
Busan.
Krug Lord.
So how did you overcome the pressure to maintain the winner's mentality? You know, my mindset was that to not get stressed over trivial things. I really just wanted to enjoy the game. Did you have fun playing? Honestly, yeah. It was quite entertaining. Now you will head over to Canada, and your journey towards the MSI title will begin. So what mindset will you have? Personally, I've always wanted to attend the MSI. I've been meaning to go all this time, and it just feels so rewarding to be able to get my dream come true. And I hope to show you an
Wait, has
even
Doran never been at
stronger
MSI?
performance in MSI. Let's move on to Owner. How does it feel to head over to Vancouver, Canada?
He did
I
right.
said that I wanted to get a 3-0 victory today in yesterday's interview, and I'm just really glad that I was able to keep my words, and I hope to have a great showing in Canada. In game 1, it was such a bold decision to leave Bai open, so what was your strategy? I think there were lots of champions that we considered as an OP pick, so we knew that it would be adequate to actually leave Vi open out of all those picks. And
I think that Vi leaving open really broke
game
Hammer Life
3,
a bit.
the last match point, T1's last pick was your Lee Sin. So what made you pick Lee against the enemy comp? Personally, I wasn't really planning on playing Lee Sin, but because as a team it looked like Lee Sin would be a really good fit. I think it was just out of everyone's input. So I think that was really what allowed us to win game 3. So it makes me pretty happy about that. And this will be your 4th MSI. So what mindset do you have? Now, every time we go to MSI, we have always had those a bit of a disappointing result. So I hope that we're able to carry this momentum and hopefully lift the trophy with Doran.
Aww.
Next up, let's talk to Faker. T1's record, as well as Faker's amazing career. You just qualified for your 8th MSI. How do you feel? This is only the start. After the victory, I think we just have to really think about how we can prepare for MSI. And we don't really have a lot of titles and championships at MSI, so my mindset is to prepare well, and we have the eyes set on the trophy. Many expected an intense series between Hanwha and T1, but it ended in a complete stomp by T1, so did you expect the 3-0? Honestly, no, I didn't expect the 3-0, but I did expect to win today. And
Faker.
during the regular season, our defeats against Hanwha Life Esports, there were always a little bit of that one step. We always were one step behind, a little bit of lacking. And any word about Hanwha Life Esports picking red side? Red side is always an option when you want to counterpick. So we were actually quite aware that they might actually make that move. And what kind of memories do you want to make in Canada? I've been to Canada many times. I really want to make great memories in Canada. And any word for the fans who rooted for you with all their heart. Thank you so much. We heard your cheering, all your support. We're just so grateful for your support. And Sonayu-shi, you have ended the chain of 7 losses against Hanwha. What do you think was key to today's victory? Our POM, Doran, he did so well in game 2, and I think we had an overall really good atmosphere and team spirit throughout our practice process. So
Bro,
it's all
spirit and
thanks to
atmosphere
our
is
team.
so important.
And you left such a strong impression with so much confidence yesterday. And you've shown such consistency when the stakes are high. So how are you able to grow stronger on the big stage? You know, because we were able to win to get to this point. And you know, Hana Life Esports, they're coming in with a recent loss, so I think carrying that momentum was pretty big. And on match point, you won a 1v1 against Arakan. So was this just a simply perfect calculated play? You know, yeah, honestly, I thought this was the right play. I thought this was the right move to solo Arakan, but he was actually stronger than I expected. So what are you most excited about for MSI, which will be in
I
Vancouver?
just woke up. Why do I see T1 standing there?
You know, this will be our first time
this is the losers
going
interview.
to Vancouver with Doran. So I
Chungus.
really hope that we're able to become the champions there. And please send a message to all the bot laners you'll meet at MSI. You know, since a while back, I believe that the best bot duo in the world is Gumayushi Keria, and I want to prove it to everyone.
W Guma.
Next up, we have Keria. How does it feel to represent MSI or LCK at MSI 4 years in a row? You know, while playing with T1, I haven't been able to win or lift the trophy at MSI, but I want to make it happen this time around. Your performance today was just so on point, from great peel with Nico
Keria could have won
team fights to
MVP.
nailing your poppy
Easily.
ults. Was there any moment you felt particularly proud of? I think a lot of the highlights I was really proud of, but in the end, Jordan was the one who stole my POM, so I was quite surprised. Every time we saw your cam, you were just giggling all the time, so what made you so happy? You know, having a great game of League, and because of all the fans, so many fans here just cheering for us, just enabled me to have a great game today. Perhaps it's because your hometown is Busan. You must have been having a great time today. Would you like to use your Busan dialect to say anything to your fans? Thank you for coming. I'm sure your fans are very delighted to hear that. And please share your goals for MSI. Like I said earlier, personally and as a team,
Did an arrow just flick on
we
the
haven't
background
been
on
able to lift
Keria?
a lot of MSI trophies. And since we were able to go to MSI consecutively, I really want to eliminate BLG this time.
Ooh.
And let's have a word with Coach Goma. T1 has just qualified for their 8th MSI. It must be quite special for you too, Coach. How do you feel? You know, with this victory, we're able to
How does
qualify
Koma
for
not have
MSI.
gray hair? How has he not gone
And,
crazy
I've
after
been
these
hearing
fucking
that
12
we
years of
haven't
just grinding?
had a championship
Why
at
does he look
MSI in
so
a while,
good
so we hope
after
to
12
achieve
years
that
of
this
fucking
time.
grinding?
And in the end, it looks like you are able to secure another MSI. So, any word about that? No, I think I was really focusing on trying to make sure that Doran's not too nervous, but today he was actually just on point. He was so solid.
I'm 6
so
months
I was
into
quite
Los
impressed.
Ratunis and I think I'm gonna go
Would you like
bald.
to say anything to the players? You know, I really wanted them to relax and have a laid-back game. And the coaching staff and the players put in so much effort into really making that happen. And I'm just really happy and I'm so proud of my players for being able to pull this off. And any word to your fans, you know, whether we'd be happy or sad, I know that our fans are always cheering for us unconditionally, and I hope that we can repay your support with a good result. Thank you so much. Please give it up for T1. We will look forward to your success in MSI.
Wow,
That
T1
concludes
actually
the
made
interview
it.
with the T1 crew.
T1
I'll send
actually
back
made
to
it.
the analyst desk. Thank
T1
you.
made it. There's no way. T1 made it.
Thank you very much.
T1
dear.
made it.